Hi friends, Bobbi Boudman here again, candidate for state rep in Wolfboro, Ossipee, and Tuftonboro. Today we're going to talk about, I just want to quickly go through the letters again. We're going to do number 4 that started the conversation. Again, I wrote a letter to the Conway Daily Sun on August 9th. Mr. Glenn Cordelli, our representative, he wrote a rebuttal on August 21st. So we're going to do number 4, where I got the ball rolling and wanted a conversation. So number 4 is sponsored constitutional amendments to levy taxes for private elite schools. Now, let me just say this, that Mr. Cordelli is all over the place calling me a liar, of course, and he has doubled down all over social media, and he now has people writing letters in the paper with what are they called? Oh, alternative facts. So we're going to go through the facts of Glenn Cordelli's 2 constitutional amendments to levy our taxes for private religious schools. Okay, so that was my get the ball rolling, and then this was how Glenn Cordelli answered. So he said, her claim that I sponsored a constitutional amendment to levy taxes to pay for elite private schools is another lie. Let's see who's lying. I sponsored an amendment to remove a provision in our state constitution called the Blaine Amendment, that no money raised by taxation would go to religious schools. Okay, so let's just talk about our Constitution, and let's talk about the United States Constitution, and let's talk about this Blaine Amendment. Okay, so here we go. Our New Hampshire Constitution, ready, everybody? We should be so proud. We were the first state to adopt our own Constitution, okay? See right here? And we ratified it in 1776. We obviously started working on it a few years before. So some of the stuff I'm going to talk about is before we even ratified our Constitution. So 1776, and we all know when our United States Constitution was 1787. Look at us, 1787. We're 1776. Okay, so now let's go over. We now know that we're first. Yay, again. So here's this Blaine Amendment that Rep. Cordelli keeps talking about. The Blaine Amendment was a failed amendment. It does not even exist in our U.S. Constitution. And it would have prohibited direct government aid to educational institutions that have religious affiliation. Okay, ready? Ready? Most state constitutions already had such provisions, and 38 of 50 states have clauses that prohibit, 38, we're one of them, prohibit taxpayer funding of religious entities in their state constitutions, okay? So here we go. We have the Blaine Amendment doesn't even exist in our U.S. Constitution. So, and we know that we were first. Okay, so here, this is what we're going to talk about, what Glenn Cordelli is trying to strike through our New Hampshire Constitution. And this is why his EFAs are illegal, and this is why his EFAs, aka school vouchers, go to New York City first to get cleaned. They're laundered, money laundering here, New York City, Florida, then back to us and given to parents. So, sorry. Let's see. So let's go to our New Hampshire Bill of Rights. Here are our New Hampshire Bill of Rights. And let me just scroll up so you can see. State Constitution, Bill of Rights, newhampshire.gov. And we're going to go to Article 6, right here, Article 6. And I just want to point out June 2nd, 1784. So 2 years before we ratified the Constitution. And this is our founders, our New Hampshire founders, made sure they put in here, but no person shall ever be compelled to pay towards the support of the schools of any sect or denomination. It's pretty clear, and it's Article 6. Like, we're talking top 10 here, people. Okay, so Article 6. But wait, they went back in and made sure they put it in there again. So here we go, Article 83. So I think I have to move my thing over here. Article 83, provided nonetheless that no money raised by taxation shall ever be granted or applied for the, I have to move myself out of here, for the use of the schools of institutions of any religious sect or denomination. So it's not only in there once, it's in there twice, which is what Glenn Cordelli is trying to get rid of. So his New Hampshire unconstitutional school vouchers can look like we support them. I mean, it's $104 million, people, $104 million. Okay, so let's go to the next tab. So now we see we have 2 articles. So here's our next information we're going to get into. So here is the first time that Glenn Cordelli recommended this. So this was constitutional amendment, okay? So here we have a constitutional amendment, number 3, and let me get you the text so you can see. So this was in 2021, and this constitutional amendment concurrent resolution, that's the CACR, removes the prohibition of the use of money raised by taxation from schools for any religious sector. Removes it. See right here, providing that money raised by taxation may be applied for the use of religious educational institutions. And here we go. We're going to look at this, and we're going to see Article 83 right here. They're just scratching out. He's just striking. Whoa, I got rid of myself. That's okay. He's just striking through, right through our articles. Yeah, it couldn't be more clearer. Like, I know he's throwing around this word liar, but y'all, come on. This guy's just lying to you left and right. And his whole campaign is just shouting that I'm the liar. But I keep proving the reality of this. So come on, guys, you gotta hear me. This is $104 million for his unconstitutional school vouchers. Okay, so that's the first time he did it. So let's go to the next time he did it. Oh, wait. Unless you guys want to see votes. Maybe you want to see votes. So let me go back here and we'll look at roll calls. Who actually voted for this? Okay, so this is an out of pass, which means these are the people who voted for it. So again, I like to go down through Carroll County. Oh, Lino voted for to change our constitution, to tax us. Glenn Cordelli, look at that. And remember, this is 2021, so Belcher's not in there and other people aren't in there. So anyway, so Katie Petternell wouldn't be in there yet. John McDonald would, though. Let's go down to John McDonald and see if he voted for it. John McDonald, right there, voted for it. Anyway, so let's go on to the next one. So now, this is the second time he proposed it. And this was, let me pull this up, in 2023. Again, it's identical. But I want to show you to make sure so we can see. He's throwing around that word liar. So I lie. But really, who's lying here? Come on, people. You got eyes. You can see this. Okay, sorry. I know I'm being sarcastic and snarky, but I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of this. This is I don't know. I don't know what you label it. But here it is again, striking right through Article 83 there. Anyway, so there are his 2 constitutional amendments that he proposed that actually are doing exactly what I'm saying he's doing. Again, $104 million on our taxes. Okay, so let's just talk about that really quickly, and then I'll stop talking. Okay, so this is who we are allowing our money to go to after it goes, again, to New York City, then to Florida, and then comes back. And I just want to point out, again, in the country, 77% of all private schools are, sorry, I didn't go far enough, are religious. But I just want to point out that this is beyond just the school vouchers, that we're harming the way we do our funding, and the those of us, I guess the regular people out there, I don't know about you, but I can't afford to send other people's children to these high-priced religious schools. So let's take St. Paul's School just quickly. The tuition at St. Paul's School is $68,353. They're getting EFAs, so they're getting our money. So it's coming from the Education Trust Fund right now, what they're getting, and then where the local people, the school, if they left the school, they still get money from your taxes. Especially now that the phase-out grant, it's a big thing. I don't want to get into it because I can, again, probably talk for 2 hours about this. Anyway, the biggest thing that I want to show you on here is that St. Paul's, 38% of the students are receiving financial aid. But look at their budget. They have an annual financial aid budget of $12.6 million. Okay, let me explain to you part of where that comes from. And that, again, is coming from indirectly from us through the New Hampshire Education Tax Credit Program. So we're going to use Hobby Lobby as an example. So Hobby Lobby, when their taxes are due to the state, when their business profit taxes or their business enterprise taxes are, and we're phasing out I&D, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But when they're due to the state, instead of paying the state, they can take up to $600,000 and give it to one of these religious schools instead and not pay their taxes. So we have nothing else in the state like that. For example, I can't, on my business taxes, write off the fact that I give to New Hampshire Lakes, or that I give to the New Hampshire Sierra Club, or some of the other organizations that our business gives to. We can't write that off. We could only write it off if we were giving to a school. So those taxes are not going into the Education Trust Fund. They're already being diverted. So not only are we diverting those taxes from the Education Trust Fund, then we're providing these school vouchers from the Education Trust Fund. And then I just want to leave you with, I guess, one more thing that, which is another great resource, is going on the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy. But when you look at these school vouchers, what's happening, the majority of them are going to families with income over $200,000. These people are already, their children are already in private school. It's just, I mean, GWRC alone, only 5 children left the schools, but we paid for 100.8 children. So I think that we need to actually talk about how this works. But sum it all up, we all know who's lying now. Pretty easy to see. I'll provide all the links attached to the video, so you can go through yourself. But I think it's pretty explanatory what's happening here. Okay, make sure you vote on November 5th. And again, Bobbi Boudman. Thank you.